This frame needs to be widened 2 inches per side. Another day in the shop. We're getting back on Kenner's project here. We have it up in the air and doing some measuring, trying to figure out what we're going to do with our track width. Kenner chose his wheels that he wants to put on it, so now we know what the back spacing is. So I grabbed this tool here, and this just kind of simulates the wheels, and then I just out of cardboard kind of made a template of what the profile of the tire is going to be to kind of give us a overall height and width with that bulge in the sidewall right there. And then we've got the suspension. This will be ride height for the suspension. We will put a drop knuckle on it, so it will be a little bit lower, but I wanted to have the A-arms sitting where they're going to be, so the actual track width at ride height set. Now that we have that all set, I can grab my measuring tape and see what my clearance is between the tire and the sidewall of the tire and the fender. So let's see. As you can see, from the inside lip of the fender to the edge of the sidewall is about 3.5 inches, which is way too much gap. I think I'm going to want about 1.5 inches of clearance so that we'll be able to steer and not have the sidewall of the tire rub the lip as we steer. This frame needs to be widened 2 inches per side. I think a lot of guys on these S10 conversions have either had custom A-arms made or they put spacers on, but spacers are a bad idea on something like this, especially 2 inches of spacers on the front. Kind of cause all kinds of weird things. So I think our only real option is to take and cut this cross member out and widen it 4 inches overall to give us our track width we need. So we've already done the rear. The rear needs to be narrowed 4 inches. That rear end's over 64 inches wide. I have no idea what it came out of. It's a car 12 bolt, but I never knew that there was ever a car 12 bolt that was that wide. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with that. But for this weekend's project, I think we're going to go ahead and cut this all apart. So we'll start by getting the front clip off, pull the motor and trans back out, and we'll start drawing some stuff. Brace the frame and brace the cross member and start doing some chopping. So okay. How exciting is that?
Yeah. I'm going to show this rear end. So this is the rear end in it. It is 64 inches wide from wheel mounting surface to wheel mounting surface. As you can see, it's a car 12 bolt. The remnants of the brackets are there. If any of you know what in the world this thing is out of, you let us know. We thought bead body, but it's 5 on 4 3/4 bolt pattern, and the bead bodies are 5 on 5. So we're super confused.
Yeah, that's wide, and just for reference, a half-ton truck, like a square body rear axle, is about 63.5. So that's a wide rear axle for a car, especially. So, and we've done a lot of looking, and we can't find anything on the interwebs that tells us what it is. So, just more curiosity than anything. So. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's.
Yep. Let's get lunch.
Yeah, let's get lunch. So you do that, and we'll start sharing.
Okay. Cool.
Taking this thing apart.
Oh wow, that's an early motor. It's got the 4-corner.
Oh yeah, it's a 99.
Yeah, so this vent hose, the later ones, they're capped right here and it just goes across the front. These early ones go across all four corners.
And it's got the old oil pressure cylinder too.
Yeah, to 99 and early 2000.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those oil pressure cylinders do kind of suck.
Yeah. Well, they don't fail left and right.
That's true.
Yeah, that's kind of fair. He's gonna come home to some change.
I've already sent him a couple pictures while he's in school.
And the whole front of it's getting perfectly cut off by the time he gets home too. So. Cutting the whole thing off?
Pretty much, yeah.
We're gonna take this section, cut it off like we did on Griz, but the difference is we'll make changes and weld it back on.
Yeah, some of it. Like that stupid ugly steering box. It's out of here. Never to be seen again. Yeah.
Yep. It is going to get a rack and pinion steering when we're done with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that steering box is in the way of everything, so.
Well, and widening it and everything we got to do, there's really no way to make that steering setup work. And where the steering box is in the way, rack and pinion just made the most sense. So.
Yep. Yep.
Why is that all gooey? Did you eat over it, Kaden?
Nope. No.
Had a gooey 4.3 on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could have been a really gooey 2.4.
2.2, yeah.
2.2, yeah.
Just eyeballing it?
Yeah, we just need something that's, so we can just measure between the holes. So we know that this is 17 5/8 currently.
It's a long ways.
I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna do this. We might need the other cherry picker actually.
Or we could drop the motor on some blocks of wood. That'll be easier than trying to get that one around.
Yeah, yeah, we'll just use the cherry picker, it'll probably be the easiest.
We
Okay.
just need a big crane like Paul has in his shop.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So we got everything all measured, so we know where everything's gonna be. And then we took these pieces of, well, first off, we took these pieces of square tube to hold the frame in place, so we don't want that moving once we get it cut apart. And then we use these pieces 1.25 inches round, and these sleeves, they fit pretty tight on these sleeves. So then that'll kind of help hold it in place. When we cut this, we can slide it apart 4 inches. And we have quite a few reference marks to be able to tell our distance. We have these holes here that we got, that we know our dimension on currently. We just add 4 inches to these dimensions. I just drilled a couple of holes here in this cross member so that we can have a reference there. And the last thing I need to do is probably do the same thing here. We'll just drill a couple of little holes in this end of the frame so we have a good reference as well. And then we should be able to keep it square and everything else. So
4 inches is a lot.
4 inches is a lot, but that's how much. But this is really narrow. So like a Mustang, newer Mustang, like a 2003 Mustang, the track width on those is about 61 inches, 61-ish. This is 57, so we're gonna widen it to be the same track width as a Mustang. So, but yeah, these are quite narrow.
Okay, you wanna help me with this motor and fans over here, Mom?
Yep.
I wonder if it'd be easier if we'd be time ahead just to do this one side at a time.
What do you want one side at a time?
Oh, just like slice it in the middle, cut one side, slide it over.
Do one side at a
Maybe
time.
this is all welded together, that would actually work really well.
Instead of cutting the whole thing off?
That'd be so much easier to deal with.
Do the 2 inches on this side, then cut that side. after
So
the
we
second.
just take and cut that side, slide it out 2 inches,
Weld it.
Weld it.
Or tack it.
tack it really good. Because we got our reference mark there, we got reference marks. Well, soon to be one there, my battery just died. So reference marks there, and there.
Well, but then you can cut this out and then add in the middle.
But we won't have to weld that because this whole section, center part's gonna get cut out.
And these will support it until you get that fixed
Yeah,
up.
with the assistance of a jack or two.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be way easier.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be way easier than trying to deal with this big old heavy monstrosity.
Well, and then when it's time to weld it back on, if something's warped in the middle there and we're fighting it, where if we get this pretty well locked in and welded in there, yeah, it's a whole lot more forgiving. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, so, well, we don't need to move the motorcade.
No, I think we're good. Oh.
Okay.
That was fast.
Yeah. Vibrated my teeth out, but.
We probably ought to get a floor jack before we cut this side, because I only have the bottom on this.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, we better, yeah.
So.
That's all we need to do, apparently.
There, yeah, you gotta loosen
To have him loud enough to hear him is keep his headphones on. His earmuffs.
Yeah, he talks pretty loud.
Well, he's listening to music currently, so.
Whoop. There we go.
You don't even know how loud you are with those on.
Nope.
First time everybody can actually hear you. Do you need 2 of these? Oh, you really need another one of those jacks.
Yeah, what are you doing this afternoon, Ken?
He needs another Harbor Freight.
Need another jack? Okay.
And we need a whole bunch of cutoff wheels, the 6-inch.
Okay.
We're gonna, I think we're down to 2.
Okay. Put it all on your card. All right.
Yeah, and then do you want to get some
spending
more
your
soap?
money.
He's like, what do I need for my garage while I'm there?
Yeah.
Well, it's like when I go buy a stack of zip ties, sometimes I get 1 or 2 extra that just don't make it all the way here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, it pays
Nothing
for my
like
fuel.
nothing like workplace theft, huh?
You're paying for my fuel then.
All right. Well, it's probably not a good idea to tell that kind of stuff when HR's standing here. So
She probably knows anyways.
Speaking. Like, I feel
perfect.
a lot better if you were aiming that away from you, but okay.
Yeah, that was pretty thick there on the bottom, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's like 3 layers. Well, and there's about 1 inch of goo in there too, so.
Yeah, mostly you.
Grab this,
Grab what?
cut that, run that, just use that.
His shoulders hurt, can you tell?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, your turn.
He can run the spray bottle.
Okay. It's all free. This might just be easy, Caden.
He doesn't look like it feels easy.
Huh?
No, yeah.
You racked the shoulder there, huh? Holy crap, look at that.
Yeah, I want scores to
That's your 2 inches. Woo woo!
Does it get any easier than that?
Okay, here you go. Let's see, because we're shooting for.
Another quarter up here.
Let's see, because it was
we
25,
need-
3/16.
So you need 27 and 3/16.
Okay, so 28 because of the way I'm holding it.
28. So yeah, you got about another half there as well. Huh?
Yep. Okay, that's probably good. There we go, that's it.
Today's video is brought to you by Onyx. Thought it would be appropriate to do this commercial in front of the Onyx build that Paul and I are doing. And just to remind you that it is coming up, so look for that on everybody's channels here in a couple of weeks. Make sure you go over to Onyx's site, check out what they have, check out their features that they have for their mobile apps, and see if it's something that interests you. If you do overland type stuff, or if you like to camp, or any kind of outdoorsy stuff, they have a lot of things that may be interesting to you as well. While you're there on their site, make sure you vote for Paul and I, and so we'd really like to win the Onyx Challenge. We put a ton of work into this build. Hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully you enjoy the video of the competition as well. So again, head over to Onyx, use the chadsfab code, get 10% off.
Home from school, ready to go to work?
Maybe.
They already moved one side out 2 inches. We're halfway there.
Yeah, we got it all rigged up and stuff.
I'm glad we decided to do one side at a time.
Yeah, this is easy.
That's easy. It's there.
That's it?
Yep.
We just push it back, fill up the gap.
Yep.
Okay, because if you'd cut both, then you kind of would have had to have it
On the
Try
ground.
to hold it in its place while we. Oh, with this you kind of have sliders. Yeah, that one, that side holds it up, and we just slide it up.
We had the sliders set up, ready to grab. We were ready to grab the cherry picker to come hook this up to put it on the bench, and Dad was like, "What are we doing?
Do we always have to do everything the hard way?
Oh, you had it all welded and everything. It's like, wait, it's just.
Yeah, I found the easy button.
You can't.
We gotta follow what Mike Rose says, and that you work smart and hard."
We're just gonna put a tack right here.
Hold on. Let's get a lot of that loop out of your way.
A good tack.
Because it may be twisted, and our lower reference point will tell us if it's twisted. Because if it's twisted, that'll be opened up. That'll be way too wide. So we're just gonna, so we don't chase our tail forever, we're just gonna lock it into place up here. Tack it right there.
Right there?
Right there. And that way, if it's rolled, that'll make it. Should do it. That is right on the money now. Probably full weld that across the top.
Okay.
You can even take a piece of 2x3 and lay inside of that.
Just put a piece of 2x3 inside of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we got a couple of scrap pieces. Let's see if it fits in there. No, lay it down. Yeah. Might have some 2-inch square that we could put in there, but go ahead and take the scraper and scrape that inside of that out.
No, the bottom of that isn't any thicker than the top.
Really?
Oh, it's just that much goo in there.
Just that much glue.
Oh my goodness.
Holy crap.
What is all that?
Just goo.
Sorry, I like Caden. I leave him on my head.
Pretty natural.
We've been working away on this most of the day. Managed to get quite a bit done. We got this piece welded in that kind of makes that transition between the two frame sections. And that'll be the cap that goes on top. And then you can see the mark right here. This will be where that's cut. And that'll get capped. And then that'll make a that'll make a really nice looking transition there. Same thing on this side. This side's tacked in. Cap's all made. Just about ready to pull all of our alignment pieces off. There's 3 of them there. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the way everything turned out. So the next thing I need to figure out is the steering rack. So I got my stand set up here. I've kind of got a rough idea. I'm probably gonna have to cut that out right there for steering shaft clearance. So yeah, that's pretty much how that's gonna go. So you can see it, that's gonna hit that cross member pretty hard. So I'll start by notching that, see if we can get that recessed down in there. But height wise, that's pretty close to where it's gonna be. So remember, this is sitting at ride height. So we're trying to keep the tie rods close to the same angle as the control arms. We'll have to play with it once I get some mounts made and see how bad the bump steer is going to be, but I can't imagine it's going to be any worse than the original stuff. So the nice thing about widening this front end is it gives enough width that we can use a off-the-shelf rack. The normal S10 frames are so narrow, you really can't use like a Mustang 2 type rack because the racks themselves are just too wide and the bump steer is atrocious, but widening that 4 inches I think makes it work. I'll break out the cutoff wheel, cut that pocket out, see if I can get this tucked back an inch and a half or so, see where we're at from there. New day in the shop. Got that cut yesterday. That's going to be about as close as I can get it till we get the motor set in. The engine mounts use this same area right here, so I need to make sure that I leave enough room for them. So I'm just going to leave this loose. I'm not even going to try and mount it yet. I just want to have this hole roughed out. We'll get the engine set back in and get some of those mounts built, and then I can make sure that I can sneak a steering shaft up through here, through the motor mount, and then be away from the exhaust, because the exhaust is going to want to be right here as well. So get that handled. I got Corbin. He was out running metal out. And we got Kenner.
Yep.
He's back. And then we got Kyler that's always trying to hide from the camera for whatever reason. So
it's like where's Waldo, but Kyler edition.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, if you look, he's usually lurking behind some toolbox. He does not like to be recorded. Let's go ahead and get that rack pulled out. We can just set it over on that stand over there. Move the stands. Let's get this swept up. And then I'll start tacking these plates in right there. And we can get it prepared to go up in the air. Next step, we'll get everything all cut up underneath. We got to pull this temporary brace off, and then we need to cut the bottom of the frame similar to the way we did to the top of the frame, so then we can roll this in. We need to make a patch piece for the bottom here, fill that all in. Let's see, I'm working on this piece. It goes here to fill that in, and then when I get that filled in, then we can build a piece to fill in the bottom of the cross member. We just have the braces that we put inside of it just to stiffen it up. I think that's about it. That's about all the time we're gonna have. Once we get these couple of things done, then we're ready to put the motor in and build new mounts for the motor. So we're making pretty good progress though. So.
That's gonna probably be about the strongest section of this whole frame.
Yeah, there's not going to be any lack of strength there. Kenner and I have been working away on this, and we pretty well have everything wrapped up in our splice on the frame. We still got that weld right there in the top. Oh, on that side too. But it's pretty close. We're just running out of time. Some of these other welds that we didn't quite get done, we'll take care of when we tear the truck down. But structurally, it's sound. We got that plate put in, so the cross member's pretty well complete, and actually that looks pretty good. What do you think, Kenner?
I think it looks good.
Pretty acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're back to the time where we can get this motor put in. We'll have to completely redo the motor mount since we widened that whole cross member 4 inches. So we'll get the motor set in place, But the rear cross member for the trans will still work, so we'll use that to locate the transmission, and then all we have to do is center it side to side and then set our angle, and then we can connect the dots. So it won't be near as much work as when we originally put the motor in, as we had to figure out everything, but we've already done that work. So let's see, Kenner, we probably should grind before we get the motor in here. Let's grind this and that. Probably grind down into there.
Okay.
Just so that's all clean.
So it kind of just this whole.
Yeah, since we're gonna be building, off of those spots right there, we should have that all cleaned up and not have to fight it. So you could probably even use the flat disc. Yeah. Motor's back in, it's bolted to the trans cross member right there, and then we got it centered up, leveled up, sitting on that cross member, so it's really close to level. Now we're building the pieces to connect the motor mounts to the cross member. Have Corbin here building a template for this side. How's that coming?
Pretty good. Got it. I'll sit down, I'm gonna cut out this edge and test fit it, make sure it works.
Okay. They trust you with sharp nose pointy scissors?
Hey, you did.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
I told you to use the round nosed ones. I didn't trust you with the sharp ones. You'll poke your eye out.
These were the only scissors in the drawer, Dad.
Huh?
I said these were the only scissors in the drawer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Guess I better go find the kindergarten round nose ones for you, huh?
Nope.
Nope? You good with those?
Done.
You already done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep,
That's gonna be it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's take a look here. Let's make sure. It might be too long. Make sure this is gonna fit the way we want it to. So let's take and trim. See how that side's poking too far back at the bottom?
This side?
Yep. So what we need to do is you just need to cut a taper in the top. So if you move your thumb there.
Okay.
So if you leave this the same, you kind of taper that like that.
Okay, yeah.
Just taper that. Don't cut the curly Q there but yeah, cut that straight across and then see how that fits. See if it gets it to line up with the cross member.
Okay.
Well, let's see what Kenner has already made a template for the other side. And now he's made it out of metal, and we're going to put a little curve to it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, one more little curve to it. That's going to look pretty good.
I think it'll look pretty cool.
Yeah, good deal. Okay, carry on.
Okay.
Did that do what you wanted it to?
Yeah, I'd cut a little bit more, but yes.
Let's see. I think you need to cut just a little bit more, huh? So make sure that line stays straight.
Probably right about there.
Hold that in. I think it's really close.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut this side over here.
Oh, I think you got it. Oh yeah, you got to cut that side off. Huh? Don't draw on your pants. That'll get us both in trouble.
Is this enough curve?
I think so. Let's look at that. So go ahead and cut that, and then I'll show you how to transfer that. How you looking here, Kenner? Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. Go ahead and grab the welder and tack that in.
To here and here?
Yeah, just a tack, one tack on each side to hold it in place so we can template everything else. So that needs to be tight there, like that. Yeah, just tack it here and here, and then we'll have this to make a template. So I think now that you've done this, we'll build something similar shape for this back side.
Okay.
Template that, and let's see how that looks.
Okay.
Because then we can, once we have both of those sides, then we can just connect the dots for the top and the bottom. And because that, you'll notice how I saved the most complicated one for last.
Yeah.
This one will be probably the most complicated one to template, but it's a lot easier to do it because then you have something you can draw to.
Yeah.
And then you're not trying to build that out in the middle of space. Yep. You want to cut this out of steel, Kyler?
Why not?
Okay. All right. Okay, so Kyler has this all drawn out right there. So he's going to cut this out, but I just want to show him the easiest way to cut this out on a bandsaw so he doesn't hurt himself. And that is, so just go ahead and cut that.
Okay.
And then you can come in and make these other cuts. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can use a smaller piece of wood. In fact, we can cut you a piece of that 1/2 inch plywood that you got out of that bucket to use for a little push block, if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can keep your fingers away from the blade. And then the other thing is we want to make sure that this is down fairly close. So it'd be really hard to get your finger in there.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay, how'd it look? How'd it turn out?
That good.
Looks good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
There you go. Make that one.
I cut this too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
That curve's
See
not
how
exactly perfect.
you feel? Yeah, you feel pretty confident in it? Comfortable with
Yeah,
it?
mostly.
Okay, sounds good. Looks good. You did a good job. Thank you.
You need a Sharpie, Ken?
I have one in my pocket.
All right, Kenner. There's your next
What am I doing
piece.
with this guy?
Corbin will show you.
Corbin, explain to me what this does.
Yeah. So this goes right here.
Oh, does it need any bend in it? Or?
Yeah, I think we could probably put a little bend in it.
To keep
Yes,
them all
and you also need to like cut off this little pieces right there.
Yeah.
Hey, so that's super easy to grind down really quick.
Okay. All right, Kenner, what do you think? Day 3?
It needs to be over. I'm done.
Yeah. Well, we got the rack in while the boys were building the motor mounts. I built the little pieces for the rack to bolt to, and then Kenner and I got them tacked to the frame, and everything's centered. It looks like our angles will probably be okay on that steering shaft, so we may have to open this area up just a little bit and then probably peel this motor mount back some. But it looks like this motor mount is going to probably go up and over the steering shaft with a hole through the middle of it, so should be able to leave enough opening there to get to the set screw on this, so should be just fine. Even widening this front end 4 inches, the Mustang 2 rack is still almost too wide. We had to cut about a 1/2 inch off the tie rod to get the adjustment to come in, but oh yeah, and cut that much off to get our adjustments to come in. But I think it's gonna work. We'll play with it a little and see what the bump steer is gonna be like, but that'll be another day. For now, I'm just happy it's ready to roll out. It was a lot of fun to be able to work with the boys once again, be able to make such big progress on such a huge project on this. So I'm super pleased with the way it came out. That takes care of it for this round. Till next time, remember, if you want happiness, all you have to do is choose it. Thanks for watching.